And now, my friends, I want you to meet another star of Rosalie. This is a young man whom we have brought to pictures from the rich field of musical comedy. A young man who is gifted as a singer, as a dancer, and as a comedian. In the years to come, you will know him well, the talented and versatile Ray Bolger.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mayor.
Ray, you deserve everything said about you and more. Now, what are you going to do to help us entertain our guests?
Well, I don't know. I was going to do a song, but I didn't want to take the edge off of Nelson Eddy. And then I thought maybe I'd do a little dance, you know. But Eleanor Powell is doing all right with the dancing. So I thought, well, maybe I could be funny. Well, I don't want to hurt Frank Morgan. Of course, I could lead the orchestra, but Mary Girth Wilson. He's got to make a living. As a matter of fact, the only thing that's left for me is conversation, and I'm not so good at that.
Well, Ray, I wouldn't worry. As far as conversation's concerned, there are a couple of the most brilliant wits in the country here tonight who could give you a few pointers.
Well, I'd certainly like to meet them. Maybe I could learn something about the art of conversation. You know, pick up an old bromide or two.
Mm-hmm.
Who are they?
Jimmy Stewart and Frank Morgan.
Oh, Jimmy.
Hello, Frank. Come on, Jimmy. Frank, you know Ray Bolger.
Yes. Well, hello. How are you? Say, Frank.
Fancy meeting you here.
Oh, yes. Say, Frank. Yeah. By the way, are you any relation to the Pete Morgans in Pittsburgh?
No, Ray, I don't know them. But I know some Donnellys in Pittsburgh. They're awfully nice people.
That's so. Well, I don't know any other people in Pittsburgh except the Morgans. Funny you don't know them.
Say, I know some Donnellys.
Oh, you do, Jimmy?
Yeah.
What, they're from Pittsburgh?
No, he's from Atlanta.
Oh.
Great place, Atlanta.
Oh, yes, a great place. I had an aunt who was born there.
Oh.
Really? She still live there?
No, she's dead, poor soul.
Oh.
Died of a heart attack.
Oh, you know, now that's very odd. I had an aunt who died of a heart attack, too. Yeah. How old is your aunt?
53.
Funny, I had an uncle who's 53, the same as your aunt.
Not dead,
No,
eh?
no.
53, that's a funny age, isn't it?
Yes, it's very funny.
Sort of in between 52 and 54.
Yeah, that's just what I was getting to.
Talking about 54 reminds me, I have the most peculiar telephone number.
Yeah?
5454.
Well, it's strange about telephone numbers, isn't it? So some of them are so easy to remember, and then some of them aren't easy at all to remember.
You know, I have a cousin who works for the telephone company, and she says they're very nice to her.
Yes. You know, I'll bet it's a quarter to the hour or a quarter after, you know.
Why?
There's always a lull at a quarter to or a quarter after. You know?
Well, it's just 27 after.
Oh, you see?
Yeah.
See? Yeah, it's pretty close, 12 minutes away.
Where do you live, Frank?
Oh, me? I live over near the Terrace Gardens. You know where that is.
Let me see. Now, is that the big white building past Sunset in the direction of Santa Monica from Hollywood?
No. I know what you're thinking of. That's the Chinese Villa.
Oh, isn't that a beautiful building?
Yeah.
I pass it every day, and I never get tired of it.
Well, I really don't know it very well. I've just seen it a few times.
Say, did you ever notice that building up on 5th and Mulberry? You know, the one with the red one with the shiny roof on it?
Sure, I've seen that. Frank, weren't you with me one day when I pointed out that building?
Well, yes, come to think of it, I think I was.
I've got...
What were you going to say, Frank?
Oh, no, you go right ahead, Ray. It wasn't very important.
Jimmy?
No, mine can wait. You go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, do you remember the day the banks were closed?
Do I remember?
Well, the day before that, I was walking along Wilshire right in front of my bank when I tripped and fell. Isn't that odd? The very next day, all the banks were closed.
Must have been warning of some kind.
Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Yes. Do you believe in telepathy?
In a way, yes.
Well, I do. Last winter, I was down south, and my wife was living in a house up north. One day, I remembered we forgot to lay in a supply of coal, so I wrote a letter and told her to buy the coal. And, you know, when I came home, she said she was thinking of it even before I wrote. Now, you know, that just can't be accidental.
No, there's something to it. I don't think it's developed yet. But...
You know, speaking of people, the trouble with some people is that, well, they're narrow-minded.
Oh, I think you're talking about me?
Well, if the shoe fits, wear it.
Well, so I'm narrow-minded, huh? You know what you are, don't you?
Wait. Now, this has been a very interesting conversation. Now, don't spoil it with an argument.
Well, I know, but he says I'm narrow-minded. I can't let him get away with that.
No, but everybody's entitled to their own opinion, Frank.
Yes, but not about me, they're not. I mean, don't worry, I'm nobody's fool.
Now, why don't you two fellas
I'm
make up now? It's silly to argue. Come on, Frank, come on. Now.
Well, all right. I'm sorry, Ray.
Me too, Frank. You know, sometimes these discussions get pretty heated, I guess.
Say, why don't we all have lunch in my place tomorrow and continue this conversation?
Well, that's all right with me.
I'd love to come, Jimmy, but I've got to entertain some relatives from out of town. The Browns from Altoona. Terrible bores. Babble on hours about nothing.
Yeah, well, you've got to expect that sort of thing from some people, I guess.
Oh, yeah, sure. You can't...
well, if we can't get together tomorrow, we'll make it sometime real soon. You know? So long, fellas. This has been real interesting.
Well, so long, Jimmy.
Goodbye.
Yeah, well, goodbye,